A chaotic calm in the immediate aftermath of the derecho. The countless downed trees made it tough to get anywhere, and with power knocked out across almost the entire county, just communicating with people was next to impossible. Weather First meteorologist Kason Frericks is getting firsthand accounts of what first responders saw 5 years ago.
Cedar Rapids police and fire crews are trained to be ready for any and all challenges, but August 10th of 2020 threw everything at the city's first responders, and it was one step at a time handling everything. Here are their stories in their own words about what they dealt with as the storm moved in.
The wind really started picking up and it got dark, and I told my wife, "You're not going back to work," and I headed back towards the PD. No sooner did I park my patrol car and walk through the employee entrance, the tree that was by the employee entrance blew over behind me as I walked in the door, and then the brunt of it hit.
Oh my.
You know, with a lot of storms, you have that 30 to 90 seconds of high winds, and then it kind of settles into a typical thunderstorm. And when they kept going, that's when I knew the indication was bad.
Oh my God!
The difficult part with this storm was that it infected the entire city. It just wasn't like the flood where it was the areas around the river, but it was the whole 75 square miles of Cedar Rapids that was affected by this. I had attempted to send out a page to get as many people in as possible, but cell phone towers were down, power was out, so I was getting zero response on that. The calls for service started going absolutely through the roof. Dispatch started receiving multiple 911 calls. And then as the day progressed, fire service and us, our call volume just increased. On a normal day for the PD, about 300 calls for service. We were over 600 for that day. Fire usually runs 35, 40 calls, and they were up in the neighborhood of 500 calls.
That's still the highest single day volume of calls that we've had in the history of the fire department. And it was from basically that 12:30 time period on, we had crews out, through the overnight until we could clear all of the calls.
I tell you what, there were challenges. We're trying to get places, and our officers did a good job of finding ways to get in, whether it was to park the car and walk. However they needed to get there, they were getting there and making sure people got the help that they needed.
We went through the derecho with in the city limits, 0 fatalities. I know there was one south of town on the bike trail. The citizens responded to that storm, and just helping each other out it's a heartwarming to see that as well. So out of devastation rises a lot of good things.